What is up again, everyone? Good morning. Fuck, what the hell? Good evening. Happy Halloween Eve. I'm in that Halloween spirit. Welcome to another edition of Sports-O-Mania Plus right here on the Game Breaker Sports Network. Game Breaker Sports, it's in the game or in the ring. I'm your host, Marcus, at Marcus Elite 337 on Twitter. Yeah, I was a little off start. I'm pulling double duty tonight. I just got done recording the World Elite podcast. See, I've changed shirts. Don't have Wolverine on. Repping the Mighty Ducks because I got to rep sports shirts every time I'm on this show. That's a new shirt, by the way, I just got earlier this week. If I'm going to wear Mighty Ducks, it's got to be like the movie, the old school. Purple, green, white, not that black and orange shit. No, I couldn't do that. But we got an exciting show for you today. We got a lot to talk about with college football, the NFL, the NBA. I'm going to debut a new segment on this show that will also involve the NBA and a couple other sports. Might even include the NHL, college football, and the NFL as well. But I want to start off with something I was supposed to talk about last week, but I didn't talk about it, but I'm going to get it out of the way now. We do have the MLS Playoffs going on right now. It kicked off on October 22nd. It will culminate possibly by December the 7th at least. There will be a couple of matches being played. If you know how the Eastern Conference and Western Conference teams that made it, you know, in the Eastern Conference, Miami is the number one seed. Then we have Columbus, Cincinnati, Orlando, Charlotte, NYCFC, the New York Red Bulls, Montreal, and Atlanta. While in the Western Conference, we got LAFC, the number one seed. Then we have the LA Galaxy, Salt Lake City, Seattle, Houston, Minnesota, Colorado, Vancouver, and Portland in the playoffs as well. The wild card games, these were single matches. Atlanta advanced, defeating Montreal in a draw, but they went to that penalty shot goal, kind of like what Seattle and Houston did the other night. Atlanta won 5-4 in the penalty shots, moved on to the next first round to take on Miami. And then on the other side of the wild card, Vancouver won 5-1 over the Portland Timbers. They advanced to take on LAFC. So first round is a best of three series. And then it's going to be single matches the rest of the playoffs, the conference semifinals, conference finals, and, of course, the MLS Cup, all single matches. We just had the first round one matches. We got round two coming up this weekend and round three if necessary. Miami did beat Atlanta in game 1, 2-1. Orlando beat Charlotte 2-0. Cincinnati beat NYCFC 1-0. The Red Bulls beat Columbus 1-0. LAFC beat Vancouver 2-1. The Sounders and the Dynamo went 0-0 in regulations, but it went into penalty shots. Seattle won that game 5-4 in penalty shots. Salt Lake and Minnesota did the same. They drew 0-0 in regulation. They went on to penalty shots. Minnesota took game 5-4 in those. And then the Galaxy beat Colorado 5-0. Most of these matchups, I think, are going to be sweeps, though. I got Miami sweeping Atlanta. This is my predictions here. I got Miami sweeping Atlanta. I got Orlando sweeping Charlotte. FC Cincinnati and NYCFC, I could see this is going to be the first of a couple games going into a game 3. So I got New York winning game 2, and who can go into the semifinals in game 3? Conference semifinal, I'm going to have to say NYCFC advances. The Crew and the Red Bulls. Yes, the Crew is the defending Stanley Cup champions. I would love to see a New York versus New York matchup, but I think the Crew advances in 3 games. That one. LAFC and Vancouver. I think LAFC moves on after 2 wins. Sounders and the Dynamo, they're going into game 2 this weekend. I think this is another that's going to go to game 3. Sorry, Dylan and Jordan. I got to ride with the Dynamo. My Houston Dynamos moves on after the 3rd game. Minnesota and Salt Lake, I think, can also go into 3 games. So I'm going to take Salt Lake advancing. And then I got LA Galaxy sweeping Colorado and moving on into the conference semifinals there. It's hard to tell who can all play into the finals, into the championships, but I still got Miami winning it all. As long as Lionel Messi's still playing, Miami might be the best club right now in MLS. I still got Miami winning it all, and Lionel Messi can add another championship to his resume. So we'll go ahead. I don't have much hockey talk I want to talk, but I will debut a new segment I'm going to start doing with other sports and whatnot. But real quick, probably by next week, we will have a World Series champion unless it ends tonight. I know that the Dodgers won 3 straight. And then after last night, the New York Yankees did win game 4. And right now, they're in the bottom of the 6th. Dodgers and Yankees are tied 5-5. I have the Dodgers winning it now. I mean, I thought they were going to sweep the Yankees. The Yankees are trying to keep it tough and try to force the game 6. But no matter what, if it goes to LA, the Dodgers are going to win it there. But I'm hoping the Dodgers can hit it right now, especially with what happened last night with those Yankee fans trying to rip the ball out old boy's glove. But they were ejected from the World Series. Matter of fact, they took their tickets and gave them to – it was kind of like a little charity thing they did. I read I'm trying to pull it up right here. So the 2 fans that were banned from game 5, their tickets were given to a 15-year-old cancer patient and his family. I think that was the right call for them to do stupid shit like that. Like, we're going to make a good cause out of it. You can break somebody's hand doing that, but you can't tell that to a Yankee fan. But God forbid if that had been a fucking Astro fan who did that to a Yankee player, they'd be fucking crying. Saying, oh, they're cheating. That's all they fucking do is cheat. You motherfuckers cheat too. Ask A-Rod. And just for that, as much as I fucking hate the Dodgers manager, I hope the Dodgers beat y'all's ass and win this World Series in 5 games, but something tells me it might go to 6. But they'll learn their lesson, but they'll never learn from it. So that's all I got on the World Series. I'm hoping the Dodgers will be the World Series champs by then, and it hurts me saying that. But after what I saw last night, I'd rather the Dodgers win it now than the Yankees. So here's a new segment I want to debut. I'm going to use the NHL for it as a prime example because I haven't really been watching a lot of NHL lately. I know that my Vegas Golden Knights have been winning some and losing some. They are currently tied 0-0 right now with the Kings right now. They're 7-2 right now. They're probably one of the top teams in the NHL right now. We'll look at some conference standings in a bit, but I'm going to do a segment I like to call Stat Facts, where I'm going to tell you, courtesy of the ESPN app, I'm going to give you some complete leaders in players on offense and defense from NHL to the NBA to the NFL and college football, even when we get to college basketball. And I'm going to do the same thing with Major League Baseball next year as well. So here, this is, let me get to the NHL real quick. I'm just going to share this right now and to give you a prime example of how I'm going to do stat facts. For the NHL, here's some skating leaders. These are some skaters that got points. These are top 5 skaters with the most points in the league right now. So here's the top 5, but there will be a couple of tiebreakers here. So right now, as of today, there are 2 leading skaters in the NHL. Vegas' own Mark Stone and the Minnesota Wild's Kirill Kaprizov have a total of 18 points this season in their career, just for the season, not their all-time career. In 3rd place, we got Cale Makar from the Colorado Avalanche with 17 total points this season. And Sam Reinhart of the Florida Panthers and Nathan McKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche are tied at 4th with 16 total points this season. Total goals this season. Here's the top 5. There's a tie for 1st place and a 3-way tie for 3rd. So Nico Hischier of the Devils and Cole Caulfield of Montreal are tied with 9 total goals this season, the most than anybody else in the NHL. Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Kyle Connor of the Winnipeg Jets, and Sam Bennett of the Florida Panthers are in a 3-way tie with 8 total goals as the runner-ups. And some plus minuses on offense. Philip Scheitel of the New York Rangers with 11. Alex Teltrango of the Vegas Golden Knights and Cole Capik of the Boston Celtics and Will Kalel of the Rangers tie at 10. And for Braden McNabb of the Vegas Golden Knights, he has 9. Goaltending leaders. Here's the top 5 as of right now. Frederick Anderson of the Carolina Hurricanes, 1.49. And second place, Casey DeSmith of the Dallas Stars at 1.69. Isla Sorokin of the Islanders at 1.80. Jake Odinger of the Stars at 1.84. And Lucas Dostal of the Ducks with 2 save percentages. Top 5 players with save percentages. Lucas Dostal of the Ducks with .943. Frederick Anderson of the Hurricanes at .941. Alex Lyon of the Red Wings at .940. Jake Ottinger and Casey DeSmith of the Dallas Stars. Jake at .938 and Casey at .936. And most wins of the season for certain players. Connor Hellenbucky, if I said it right, Hellebuck of the Winnipeg Jets with 6 wins. Sergei Bobrovsky of the Panthers with Andre Vasilevsky of the Lightning and Jake Ottinger of the Stars with 5. And Jacob Markstrom of the Devils with 4. God, that's some weird-ass names in the NHL. That's hard to tell. But it's just a perfect example of stat facts you're going to hear right here on Sports-O-Mania Plus, something new I'm going to do. I'm going to do the football talk for last. I want to get the NBA out real quick because, we already been a week in the NBA. I got a lot to share. And I want to start it off with this. I did this last year, and I want to do it again because I enjoyed it. The play-in tournament is fixing to come back. I know they already got a name for the trophy now. It's a weird name. They're about to go into the play-in. And, when that time of the season comes, the teams get special uniforms they like to wear. And the court gets a little makeover. But the NBA Cup is what they're calling the tournament now. It's no longer the in-play tournament. It's called the NBA Cup. And I think the trophy is called the Emirates Trophy that they're doing. Yeah, the Emirates NBA Cup. Emirate is the sponsor. But I think that's also the name of the trophy. But I did this last year. I want to share some courts. I'm gonna do a grade on every single court like I did last year. Except I'm not gonna do no yay or nay bullshit. I'm actually gonna grade them here. So I got them in alphabetical order of the mascots. So we'll start with the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's our first look. By the way, they're not going to do nothing super crazy, no special logos. All the NBA teams are going to have their legit logos at center court with the Emirates Trophy in the background. Same thing like in the free throw line and whatnot. But Milwaukee Bucks' court, I'm going to have to give this a big no. I'm not a big fan of this. It don't even match none of their colors, the green and whatnot. So I'm going to give this one an F. I'm going to give that one an F. Then we have the Chicago Bulls. This is like legit Chicago Bulls style. I like it. Black and red, you name it. Is it a favorite? No telling yet, but I will actually give this one an A+ because it blends with their colors. And I even like the big zoom bull at center court right behind the Emirates Trophy. Portland Trailblazers. This is a unique one, because the Rose City of Roses, the arena was once called the Rose Garden. This is actually not that bad, but it's not a big favorite. So I'll give this one. I'll give this one about a solid B+ because it's got roses around the court. I even like how on the bottom of the court it says City of Roses with the thorns. I just don't blend in as much, but it's not bad. But it's not my type. But I give it a B+. The Cleveland Cavaliers. This one is kind of, it blends with the logo, the burgundy and the gold. It's actually a decent court. Let them know. I guess that's a new hashtag for Cleveland. Even I like the black that goes with it. So I'll give this one a solid A. Not bad. Then we got the defending champs, the Boston Celtics. I actually really like this one. Instead of the leprechaun, I like how they just put the big bold Celtics in black to blend with that green. And even got Russell's number 6 at the bottom. I actually like this one too. I'll put this one. This one gets an A+. I like this for the Boston Celtics. Los Angeles Clippers. Yes, I know they got a brand new logo. They got the same colors. This and the traditional cursive logo lettering with the Clippers. Not bad, but not a big fan of it. I'll give this one about a solid B. Not bad there. Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, so we got. This might be a big no for me. With the gray and everything. It's not the worst that I've seen. So I'll probably give this one possibly a D on here. Atlanta Hawks. I see like this is kind of another one. It doesn't really blend with their colors a little bit. I mean, the only takeaway I'll give is the gold in the middle. Like maybe if you had that Atlanta Hawk logo black and gold and only had Hawks and all that trimmed in red, then it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, the ATL across the court is pretty cool. True to Atlanta must be the new hashtag, but not the best logo. Best logo, best court. So I'm going to give this one about a D-. It's the only thing they're missing there. The Miami Heat. I feel like if the court was a little more darker, it could be a lot better. Maybe if the court was like black or something, but I don't know. Like it's not horrible, but it's not that good. So I'll give the Heat's court a D as well. Then we got the Charlotte Hornets. This one is actually pretty cool. The hives all around the court. The hive is alive. I like that. Man, if they'd have went with the old school Hornet logo, I'd have gave this one a fucking A. But I'll give the Hornets one. I'll give this one about a B. Not bad. I mean, I'm not hating the center court logo. I just feel like it'd have been a lot better with the old school one. But I like this hive look, so I'll give this one about a B. Okay, Utah Jazz. This one gets a straight F. Like, it's got nothing to do with the colors they've had before. If they'd have had their actual colors, then I'd have gave it a decent grade. But I'm not big a fan on this one, so I'm giving this a solid F. Even the little Rocky Mountains in the background, that's not like something they took from the Denver Nuggets. There. Then you got the Sacramento Kings, which is almost as similar. Maybe if this court was purple, it would have probably blended really well. I like how they got the outlining of the crown and everything. I like the little checkered. Imagine that court would have been checkered printed, like at the bottom where you see Sacramento proud. That would have been a badass look, but this one is also a shit look. I'm going to give this one about a F as well. Sorry, King fans. New York Knicks. Okay, this one is actually fucking legit. This one is definitely an A+. I love how it's orange. You can see Manhattan in the background, This is what you want to see. So this one also gets an A+. I love theirs. Los Angeles Lakers, kind of similar with what New York had. This one, I'll give this one an A, as much as I don't like the Lakers. I think what makes it even better is you got the stars at the very bottom of all their championships they've won. I feel like they kind of copied this from the Knicks, except they put Hollywood in the background, but I felt like they kind of copied their homework. So I'll just give this one a solid A. Not bad there. The Orlando Magic. I'm not big on these gray courts. Maybe if this court would have been, maybe the center court would have been black and the outline blue, that'd have been fucking badass. Or maybe have the center court blue and the outline black. Would have looked badass. It's just, I'm not big on these gray courts. But this one isn't too bad, but I'll give this one a solid C. Then we got the Dallas Mavericks. See, this is almost something similar like the Knicks and the Lakers did. You got downtown Dallas in the background. But this one is actually not bad. I like they did the colors right, outlined in the navy, courtside navy. Mavericks at the bottom with Dallas spelled in between the letters. This one I'll give this one a B. with a B. All right, now when it comes to gray courts, I think this is more suitable for the Brooklyn Nets. You know, I even love how they got the little bottom squares at the bottom, similar New York style. This might be the only court with a gray court I'll actually give a high grade. So I'll give the Brooklyn Nets a solid A for this court. Maybe the only one that looked good with gray. Then we got the Denver Nuggets. Okay, I'm there's a lot wrong with this one. You got outlined in maroon. I don't remember the Denver Nuggets really having maroon. Mile High City, I like that. That new logo with the basketball and the pink axles, that's actually a pretty cool logo if that's what they're debuting it on. But if you'd have had the outline of the court blue, you'd have got a damn good grade for this one. I actually like the new logo, but I don't like this court. This court gets an F for me. Indiana Pacers. This is actually pretty cool. Boom babies, this hashtag. This one is actually pretty cool. Not big on the Pacers, but I'll give this one I'll give it about an A minus. Okay, I'll just give it an A minus. I don't know why. Okay, man, this one is a solid A plus. Maybe my most favorite. I mean, doesn't get more good than that. If I could compare this one to the one they had last year, the black and green, the voodoo looking skull pelican. This is just perfect for New Orleans. Like keep it like this. Solid A plus, no argument there. Detroit Pistons. You got the Pistons logos all around the court. In it for my city. I never heard that hashtag before, but this one, I mean, the color schemes are okay, black and blue, but I'll give this one about a solid C. Toronto Raptors. I'm not gonna shit talk this, but man, if you'd have had that freaking raptor, that dinosaur at the center court, I'd have gave this a fucking A plus. But I like how the logo's red and it wants to blend in with the old school black and purple logo. But the fact that there's no dinosaur at center court, I'll just give this one a B. I'd have gave it a solid A plus if that dinosaur was at mid court. All right, Houston Rockets, you guys. Another one that looks so pretty and blends with your colors. I even like the galaxy, like you're going into hyperspace like Star Wars, like the stars in the background, like you're going into hyperspace, or just straight lining. This is fucking cool as shit. Rockets are definitely an A plus right here. I love this one. The outline of the court, I would have did black, but I'm still giving this an A plus. This is fucking cool as shit. The Philadelphia 76ers don't get more American than that. You guys get a solid A, though. Something's missing on here. I mean, maybe if they had the Liberty Bell at center court, but I'll give you guys an A. I'll give you an A on this one. San Antonio Spurs. This actually is straight up Texas style. I even like the new Spur logo with the Texas state in the background with the Spur on it. I felt like it should be right in the dead middle because San Antonio's in the middle of the state. I like the little, like it looks like a Mexican poncho at the bottom. The way the threading looks at the bottom. This is actually straight up 100% Texas style, San Antonio style. I'll give this one an A for the San Antonio Spurs. The Phoenix Suns. This court would actually be full legit if it had the valley across it instead of the sun logo. But this one is actually not that bad, so I'll give the Suns a B here. The Oklahoma City Thunder. I feel like it's a lot of too much blue. Maybe there should have been a little bit of orange in there. I mean, it's not that bad of a court, but I'm going to give this one a C. But not bad. Okay, Minnesota Timberwolves. Are they trying to blend in a new color here? I don't remember this highlighted neon green shit they got. I don't see no blue on here. So this one's kind of a no for me. I'm going to give them a D minus for this. The Golden State Warriors, they get a solid F. I like the new logo where it's like a basketball net with a W, but No Golden Gate Bridge, no Bay Area. They're just trying to debut this new logo that just came out of nowhere. So this court gets an F for me. And then finally, the Washington Wizards. I don't know what the hand with the basketball. What's that got to do with Wizards? Nothing to do with the nation's capital. This one gets an F for me too. But what did you guys think of the basketball courts? Tell me what's your favorite ones. I'll tell you what, I got 5 I put down. That's an A+ for me. And those are my top 5s right there. The Portland, not the Portland Trailblazers, the Chicago Bulls, number 1. Well, this ain't ranked from 1 to 5. That's just, here's my 5. The Chicago Bulls, the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks, and of course, my 2 teams I follow, the New Orleans Pelicans, and of course, the Houston Rockets. Those are my top 5 courts I love so much this year in the play-in tournament. You guys tell me your favorites, or unless there's some you think I love so much that are not as good to you, or some I thought were ugly that were good to you. Let me know below. Let's talk about it. So I want to debut this new thing in the NBA. I'm going to be doing a lot more NBA talk. I want to go back to opening night on tip-off night. They had that doubleheader. The Boston Celtics had their celebration, had a huge kick-ass game. They won over the goddamn, who was it they played? I think it was the New York Knicks. I'm gonna have to pull the final score up. I didn't write it down, but they scored 132 points in that game. I know that. And the Celtics scored 132 points. Jason Tatum, 37. He played 30 minutes. He had 37 total points. He went 14 for 18 in his field goals. He went 8 for 11 in three-point shooting, 1 for 2 in his free throws. He also had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but 1 personal foul. Opening night for the Los Angeles Lakers, they win 110-103 against the Timberwolves. Anthony Davis balled the fuck out in this one. In 38 minutes, he had 36 points. He went 11 for 23 in field goals, 1 for 3 in three-point shooting, 13 for 15 in free throws. And then he had 3 blocks, 1 steal. He had 4 assists, 16 total rebounds. 13 were defensive rebounds. So he balled out, where LeBron James, on the other hand, 35 minutes of play, he had 16 points. He went 7 for 16 in field goals, 1 for 4 in three-point shooting. He went 1 for 1 in free throws, 3 personal fouls, 2 blocks, 4 assists, and he had 5 total rebounds, and they were defensive rebounds. So that was the stats on those guys in that opening night. Well, the New Orleans Pelicans, since the season started, they're now 2-2 of the season. They're playing a second game with the Golden State Warriors right now. But a couple of team leaders right now, I updated this before that Golden State game, but CJ McCollum, one of the team leaders, 23.3 points per game, where Zion Williamson also leads in assisting with averaging 5.5 assists per game, and Jordan Hawkins leads in field goal percentage at 52.9. There are a couple of injuries right now. DeJounte Murray expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks with his hand. And Trey Murphy with his hamstring issues, he's expected to be back in 2 weeks. But on their opening night, they did get a win, 123-111 over the Chicago Bulls. Brandon Ingram had 33 points, went 13 for 23 in field goals, and he went 4 for 4 in free throws, where DeJounte Murray, before his injury, he had 8 rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 10 assists, and 1 turnover in 30 minutes of play. Their second game, they did play back-to-back against the Portland Trailblazers. They won their first matchup 105-103. It was a nail-biter. Jordan Hawkins led in scoring at 24 points, 18 for 12 in field goals, 4 for 4 in free throws, where Zion Williamson led with 11 rebounds, 8 defense, 3 on offense, 7 assists, and 1 turnover in 29 minutes of play in that one. Now, their last 2 games, they ended up in losses. On their second game with the Trailblazers, they fell 125-103. CJ McCollum, though, led with 27 points, 10 for 21 in field goals, 4 for 6 in free throws. Brandon Ingram led with 8 rebounds, 7 on defense, 10 on offensive rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 turnovers at 32 minutes of play. And then last night's game, they fell 124-106 to the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry playing, by the way. Zion, though, led with 31 points in that matchup, 12 for 20 in field goals, 6 for 8 free throws, 8 rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, and 2 offensive rebounds, while CJ McCollum had 5 assists and 4 turnovers in just 31 minutes of play. Total stat leaders right now in the NBA as we speak. I'm going to get it up right now. I know it changed the last time I checked. All right. So I should have had this prepared. All right. Stat leaders as of right now for the 2024 season. On offensive leaders, in points, Anthony Davis leads in first place with 32.8 points. LaMelo Ball at second place at 31.7. Nikola Jokic at 31.5. Tyrese Maxey of the Sixers at 31.3. And Anthony Edwards for the Timberwolves at 30. Offensive leaders in assists, James Harden leads with 11.7 assists this season. Trae Young at 10.8. Nikola Jokic at 9.3. Dennis Schroeder of the Brooklyn Nets and Scottie Pippen Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies at 8.3. And offensive leaders with three-pointers, Anthony Edwards leads that one with 5.5. Jordan Poole of the Wizards at 5.3. Buddy Hield for Golden State and LaMelo Ball for the Hornets at 5. And Peyton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics at 4.8. Meanwhile, defensive leaders in rebounds, Vika Zubac of the Clippers with 14 rebounds, Andre Drummond of the Sixers with 13, so does Chet Holmgren of the Thunder, Alperen Sengun of the Rockets with 12.5, and Nikola Jokic with 12.3. Defensive leaders in blocks, Chet Holmgren of the Thunder leads that with 4 blocks this season, Brock Lopez of Milwaukee with 3.3, Victor Wembanyama of the Spurs, I got the name right, 2.7 blocks, Anthony Davis with 2.5 blocks, and of course, Evan Mobley of the Cavs at 2.5 as well. And defensive leaders in steals, Jordan Poole leads that with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder, both with 3 steals. Dyson Daniels averaging 2.8, Cason Wallace of the Thunder with 2.7, and Jimmy Butler with 2.3. So how'd you guys think of the stat facts I started here? I like this. But this I don't know if this is average. It's got to be average. I'm going to say it's average. It got to be average with those numbers, averaging that per game. I do have some we're going to do some predictions as well for the NBA, but it won't be like college and the NFL. What I'll do is I'm going to pick certain games a day. It's mainly going to be the primetime games. And I'm not going to go by stats or none. I'm just going to pick them straight across the board. I picked 3 games for Halloween night tomorrow night. The Houston Rockets at the Dallas Mavericks. I got the Rockets winning that one. The Milwaukee Bucks at the Memphis Grizzlies. I took the Bucks in that one. And then the Suns at the Clippers. This is like the third time they've played each other. I think it's split 1-1, but I think the Clippers take the third meeting. I put 2 games from November 1st, the Orlando Magic against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got Cleveland at home. And then the Nuggets at the Timberwolves. I took the Nuggets on the road. November 2nd, I put 2 matchups. The Golden State Warriors at the Houston Rockets. I picked the Rockets at home. Thunder at the Clippers. I took the Thunder winning on the road there. November 3rd, I put 1 matchup. The Atlanta Hawks at the New Orleans Pelicans. Sort of a rivalry in the South. I took the Pelicans, of course. Magic and the Thunder on November the 4th. I took OKC at home. And then 2 games on November 6th. Golden State at Boston. Warriors, Celtics. Celtics are just on another level. I got Celtics winning that one. And then finally, Sixers at the Clippers. I'm going to pick the Clippers winning another one in their brand new home, the Intuit Dome. By the way, a fucking kick-ass venue. Brand new home for those guys. Hell of a venue right there. All right, now let's do some football talk. I'm going to start with college football, get this one out of the way, and we'll make some predictions here. You know, the usual drill. Got to start with LSU. Not the way we wanted to end that. They fell 38-23 over Texas A&M. They're now 6-2 of the season and now 3-1 of the SEC. And A&M is now on top. That one, Garrett Nussmeier went 28 for 50, 405 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Josh Williams led in rushing, 7 carries for 23 yards, and Aaron Anderson led in receiving, 1 touchdown, 126 total receiving yards on 3 receptions. Defense, 56 total tackles, 38 solo, 11 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss. 7 of those 11 came from one of my Top impact players of the week again. Whit Weeks of LSU. 7 sacks, 7 total tackles, and 2 solo tackles. Whit Weeks was on fire. Also, I got to throw in for impact players. Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel went 18 for 26, 291 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Also from Oregon, I'm going to put their wide receiver Tez Johnson, 6 receptions, 102 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. Colorado's Shadir Sanders, 25 for 30, 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then I'm going to close it out with Ohio State's quarterback Will Howard, 13 for 16, 221 passing yards and 3 touchdown passes. Other news I can put in college football. Let's start with the holy shit one right here. Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord threw 5 interceptions total, 3 pick sixes in the first half. Are you fucking kidding me? How is this guy still starting? If I'm Syracuse's head coach, I'd be like, you got to get on the bench, bro. Next. Boise State keeps on winning, and Ashton Jenny right now is the fucking man. You want to talk about offensive leaders? He is leading in rushing, 1,376 total rushing yards over Iowa's Caleb Johnson, UCF's RJ Harvey, North Carolina's Amarion Hampton, and Virginia Tech's Baishul Tootin. This guy's going to win the fucking Heisman, I'm telling you guys. Speaking of offensive leaders, in passing, you wouldn't believe this. You'd think maybe you're not hearing this guy's name a lot. Chandler Morris from North Texas, 2,873 total passing yards this season, above Miami's Cam Ward at 2,746. Ole Miss's Jackson Dart at 2,695. LSU's Garrett Nussmeier at 2,627, and TCU's Josh Hoover at 2,614. We're not talking about Chandler Morris here. Receiving this season, Nick Nash from San Jose State leads with 995 receiving yards. Trey Harris from Ole Miss at 987. Am I saying his name right? Ted Aurora McMillan from Arizona at 982. Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green at 947, and Ty Felton from Maryland at 907. So nobody got to 1,000 rushing yards yet, but I guarantee you those top 5 will probably make it to there by the end of the week. Total defensive leaders this week in tackles, Travion Barnes from FIU with 109 total tackles. Sean Dolak from Buffalo at 108. Also his teammate Red Murdoch at 96. Jay Higgins from Iowa at 4th at 84, and Colin Ramos from Navy at 5th with 83. Total sacks this season, Trey White leads that, averaging 11.5 from San Diego State. 11 sacks this season. Antoine Paulo Ryland from Virginia Tech with 11. Whit Weeks from LSU at 9.5. Donovan Iziraku from Boston College at 9. And Kyle Kennard from South Carolina at 8.5. And interceptions, your top 5 leaders in interceptions, Noel Williams from Cal with 6. Cam Lockridge from Fresno State, and Terrence Spence from James Madison, and Cole Pearich from Minnesota tied with 5. And then you have Kobe Bryant, not the basketball player. Rest in peace, Kobe Mamba. Kobe Bryant from Kansas, but spelled Cobee. 4 interceptions so far. He's in the top 5 right there. Oregon still number 1, still kicking ass. I still have them as a favorite to win the Big Ten and possibly maybe in the national championship. Ohio State, though, had that struggle win with Nebraska. Ohio State talking all that shit. You had a struggle win with Nebraska. You won 21-17. You almost blew it. You got to play Indiana later in the season. Speaking of Indiana, you better fucking watch Indiana. They're a dark horse in the Big Ten. Texas with a struggle win over Vanderbilt. I think it was 37-34. Well, that'd have been some shit if Vanderbilt would have pulled 2 big upsets in Nashville like that. And then last but not least, Florida State still struggling. Man, this team is all fucking downhill. I don't know what the fuck is up with Florida State. But you guys are ready. Let's get to some predictions for college football. Last week for week 9, I went 17-4. Not bad. I think every game I put for, actually, I think I put a couple of Friday games. I didn't put no games for Halloween, nothing. I did put a couple of FCS matchups, and the first two we're going to pick are FCS matchups. This one is an HBCU matchup. North Carolina Central at South Carolina State. Two former Celebration Bowl champions. It was hard to pick this one, but I took North Carolina Central in this one. Then we got an Ivy League game here we're going to pick. One of two. We got Yale at Columbia, Bulldogs, Lions. A team from, I think Yale. Yale's from Connecticut, right? I don't remember where the fuck Yale's from. Or not Massachusetts. That's Harvard. Yale University is in Connecticut. Taking on Columbia from New York City. Give me Yale Bulldogs all the way in that one. College game days heading to Happy Valley. 11 a.m. kickoff. This should have been a night game. Ohio State at Penn State. Top 5 matchup. Number 3 versus number 4. Unless Ohio State did move up. But last time I checked, I think it was 3 versus 4. But, man, if this was a night game, Happy Valley would have been rocking. Penn State could be a heavy favorite. Ohio State did win 7 of the last 10. But Penn State hasn't beaten Ohio State since 2016. Give me Penn State. Fuck Ohio State. Fuck Ryan Day. You know the drill there. Duke and Miami. I'm going to pick up this one straight up. I got Miami winning this one. Miami's my pick to win the ACC right now. Ole Miss and Arkansas, a little SEC West showdown. Arkansas did win 6 of the last 10 and won the last 2 in Fayetteville. So this is in Fayetteville again. I think they win another one, make it 7 in a row, and the 3rd in Fayetteville. Give me wrong. Ole Miss wins. Fuck Bacon Bits. I got Ole Miss winning this one. What was I thinking? Arkansas probably could pull the upset. I'm taking Ole Miss. Minnesota at Illinois. Illinois has been playing good ball lately in the Big Ten. Minnesota's kind of been sneaking around, but I got Illinois winning this one. Here's the other Ivy League matchup I put. Harvard at Dartmouth. The Crimson taking on the Big Green. I'm going to take Dartmouth in this one. Harvard's 6-1. Dartmouth, I think, is undefeated. I'm going with Dartmouth here. Oregon at Michigan. Michigan is fucking done. That's going to be another loss in the big house. Oregon is on fire. I said Oregon's my pick to win the Big Ten. They're my pick to go to the national championship. I said to play Texas or even possibly Texas, but I got Oregon winning this one. Then we get the 100th meeting of this rivalry, this cocktail party, Florida versus Georgia in Jacksonville. Georgia has won the last 3. Make it 4 in a row. And you know they're going to be it's all about that running back, Trevor Etienne. He started as a Gator, transferred to Georgia. He's probably going to get a lot of heat, but I'm rooting for Trevor, Jennings native. Give me Georgia big over Florida. Texas Tech and Iowa State. I usually love to pick the Red Raiders, but Iowa State's been playing good football. They're tough to play at home, so I got Iowa State winning at home. Indiana and Michigan State. Indiana is you better watch the Hoosiers. They are a good football team. I think could play Oregon in the Big Ten championship if they can get over Ohio State. But we'll see what happens there. But I got Indiana. Indiana wins. They just went like 7-0 for the first time since 1967, but I don't remember the last time they ever went 8-0 or if they ever did, but I got Indiana. Texas A&M, South Carolina. I hope South Carolina pulls this off. God, they need this big. Help us take down A&M. Give them another loss. Put us back. Try and get first place in the SEC again. So give me South Carolina over the Aggies. Louisville and Clemson. Clemson's kind of been picking back up lately, but Louisville, I think, will keep it close, but I got Clemson winning at home. Wisconsin at Iowa, Badgers, Hawkeyes. Watch out for Wisconsin. They could be a sneaky team, but I think it'd be close, but it's in Iowa City, so give me the Hawkeyes. Kentucky at Tennessee. Tennessee won 8 of the last 10, make it 9. Give me the Volunteers at Rocky Top. Pitt and SMU. This is probably one of the most legit matchups that no one will probably be talking about right now. But I got Pitt winning on the road in Dallas against SMU. And then finally, we get this rivalry in Texas, TCU at Baylor, 112th meeting. TCU won the last 4, but Baylor's been doing good too. So I'm going to roll with the Baylor Bears. I don't usually pick against TCU, but I'm going to pick Baylor at home in this one. So that does the college football talk. Oh, God, I'm another week of shit talking these fucking things right now. Another week. NFL, by the way, you guys didn't see this on other shows. I'm just going to put this on to say right now, the paper bags are back out. The Saints fucking suck. Do you not read this right here? We suck. The paper bags are back out. This team is fucking trash. This team is fucking trash. I can't take this shit anymore. I'm about to start rooting for Jayden Daniels in Washington. I'm still going to root with H-Town. I've been saying this for fucking 3 years now. This team ain't going nowhere as long as Dennis Allen still has a job. You got dog shit embarrassed 26-8 to the fucking Chargers. Spencer Rattler, 12 for 24, 156 total passing yards. Alvin Kamara, 10 carries for 67 yards. And Chris Olave, 8 receptions for 107 yards. 61 total tackles, 46 solo, 6 tackles for a loss, and 3 sacks. But you couldn't get a goddamn touchdown. You had a safety and 1 field goal. No, 2 field goals, I'm sorry. Could not get in the end zone. This team is fucking garbage. I don't give a shit with the injuries. This team, now I'm hearing Derek Carr might be coming back for this next one. This next one's going to determine who's still riding with them or not. They got the second meeting with the Carolina Panthers. Now, yes, week 1, we damn near had everybody, and they whooped their ass in the dome 47-10. Carolina's as worse as you can get. A team that's 1-7, ranked last place in the league overall. But Charlotte the Panthers are always one of those division rivals they always like to fucking split with. I would not be surprised if they fucking blow this game and they hit rock bottom, but we're not predicting games right now. I'm going to do these a little different. I'm going to just give you stats by looking at final scores. Thursday night, Rams beat the Vikings 30-20. Matthew Stafford, 25 for 34, 279 passing yards and 4 touchdowns in this one. He was on his game. Kyron Williams, he led in rushing. 23 carries for 97 yards. Jordan Jefferson led receiving, 8 receptions for 115 yards. Texans struggle win, but they beat the Colts 23-20. CJ Stroud, 25 for 37, 285 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Taylor, 20 carries for 105 yards, and he got a touchdown. Josh Downs for the Colts led in receiving, 4 receptions for 109 yards and a touchdown. I already told you about the Saints, but Justin Herbert, 20 for 32, 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Eagles beat the Bengals 37-17. Joe Burrow still ain't got no fucking protection. Jalen Hurts with 16 for 20, 236 yards and 1 touchdown. What did Joe Burrow get? Joe Burrow went 26 for 37, 234 yards. Did get 1 touchdown, but he also had an interception in that game. Browns made a fucking miracle comeback over the Ravens, 29-24. Jameis Winston, that's your guy right there. I know Deshaun Watson's out for the season with an Achilles tendon injury. About time fucking Jameis Winston's back on that field. I wish we still had him, though, but 27 for 41, 334 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. That's good numbers. I wish he had those numbers with us. Derrick Henry led in rushing for the Ravens, 11 carries for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Zay Flowers for the Ravens led receiving, 7 receptions for 115 yards. The Detroit Lions, man, this could be the NFC champs right here. They whooped the motherfucking ass on the Tennessee Titans, 52-14. Mason Rudolph led in passing. They got their. How the fuck Jared Goff not led in passing? Either one had 52 points. But I get they ran the ball a lot. Defense was on fucking fire. Mason Rudolph, what we got here? 22 for 38, 266 yards and 1 touchdown. Jamar Gibbs for the Lions led in rushing. 11 carries for 127 yards and a touchdown. Calvin Ridley for Tennessee led in receiving. 10 receptions for 43 yards. Cardinals beat the Dolphins 28-27. Patriots beat the Jets 25-22. Aaron Rodgers, dude. Falcons, thank you, even though I hate you guys. Falcons beat the Bucks 31-26. Packers beat the Jags 30-27. Bills beat the Seahawks 31-10. Josh Allen trying to make a statement. 24 for 34, 283 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Seahawks. Bo Nix, shout out to you because I won fantasy this week. Broncos beat the Panthers 28-14. Bo Nix, 28 for 37, 284 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. The Chiefs are still undefeated, and I told them they were going to get help with the officials. Patrick Mahomes did a little better than he did last week. 27 for 38, 262 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt led in rushing, 21 carries for 59 yards and 1 touchdown. And finally, people, Travis Kelce got a fucking touchdown this season. And too bad Taylor Swift was not there to see it because she was in fucking New Orleans all weekend. 10 receptions for 90 yards, and he finally got a touchdown for the season. Too bad Taylor was not there to see it. Maybe if she was there, he wouldn't have got on the board again. That's the first time he got on the board since last season. Oh, and man, how about that kid, that miracle kid, Jayden Daniels? Hail Mary. 18-15 win over the Chicago Bears. Last year's Heisman Trophy winner versus the previous Heisman Trophy winner. That should seal the fucking deal for Rookie of the Year. Look at the comparison. Jayden Daniels, 21 for 38, 326 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Caleb Williams, 10 for 24 for 131 passing yards, 0 touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found our Rookie of the Year. And that kid, Jayden Daniels, folks. And man, what the hell was I thinking picking the Dallas Cowboys? 49ers beat them 30-24. Let's compare these. Let's compare these two right here. Brock Purdy, 18 for 26, 260 passing yards and a touchdown. Dak Prescott, 25 for 38, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. You got to love it. And it sucks for the Cowboys because I sense another loss coming. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Steelers beat the Giants 26-18. Russell Wilson, man, Russell Wilson's playing ball. 20 for 28, 278 yards and 1 touchdown against the Giants. I think this team's locked in. I can have the Steelers locked in, winning the AFC North. I can see them maybe getting a deep playoff run, but we'll see what happens. Before we get to some predictions, offensive leaders this season, passing, Geno Smith leads it with 2,197. Baker Mayfield not far behind at 2,189. Kirk Cousins at 2,106. Brock Purdy at 2,101. And Lamar Jackson 1 yard shy of 2,100 yards. Top 5 in rushing this season. Derrick Henry leads it at 946, followed by Saquon Barkley at 766. Jordan Mason at 685, Josh Jacobs at 667, and Chuba Hubbard at 593. Top 5 in receiving, Jamar Chase leads it at 674 with Justin Jefferson at 646. NFLSU, motherfuckers. CeeDee Lamb in third at 613, Terry McLaurin at 579, and Chris Godwin at 576. Defensive leaders in tackles, Zaire Franklin leads it with 87, Roquan Smith at 82, Jermaine Pratt at 80, Buda Baker at 79, so is Robert Spillane at 79. Top 5 leaders in sacks, Dexter Lawrence with average 9 sacks, Will McDonald the 4th at 8, Aiden Hutchinson at 7.5. So is Will Anderson Jr. and Kyle Van Noy at 7. And top 5 leaders in interceptions, Xavier McKinney with the Packers at 6. Kirby Joseph at 5 for the Lions. Marlon Humphrey for the Ravens. And Brian Branch for the Lions at 4. And Dante Jackson for the Steelers at 3. All right. Enough blabbergasting. Let's wrap this up. We're going to do our NFL predictions. I went 11-5 in week 8. Not bad, but my best week was week 7. Went 12-3. So Thursday night football, Halloween night, we got CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans taking on Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. You know I'm riding with H-Town. Houston wins, but everybody says, oh, watch Aaron Rodgers win. Pull an upset because, Vegas, everybody's voted for going to bet the Texans. Vegas is going to get their money and Aaron Rodgers is going to win. Last I saw the lineup, it was -2. But Houston's winning that shit. I don't care if it's a struggle win or not. Houston wins. This is my toilet bowl of the week. It don't get any worse than this. The Saints and the Panthers. I'm picking the Saints, but this is going to be the last straw. If the Saints fucking lose this game, they have hit rock bottom. I'm putting the Saints shit back in storage. I ain't putting that fucking shit back on until Dennis Allen is off that fucking field as head coach and gone. Long gone. You heard it right here. Dolphins at the Bills. That ain't even going to be close. Josh Allen's kicking ass. I'm picking the Bills. Broncos and the Ravens. Bo Nix versus Lamar Jackson. Give me the Ravens. Chargers at the Browns. I got the Chargers. Raiders at the Bengals. They better fucking win this one. Even though Joe ain't got no protection, I got the Bengals winning that one. Commanders at the Giants. That kid Jayden's going to ball out again. Give me the Commanders. Don't get no worse than this. 2 teams I hate the most with a passion are going at it. Cowboys at the Falcons. Cowboys is trash. Falcons, fuck them, but they got a good team. I'm going to pick the Falcons to win this one. Patriots and the Titans. This was almost a toilet bowl of the week, but both teams are garbage, but I got the Patriots winning this one. Bears at the Cardinals. Something tells me that we could see an upset, so I got the Bears winning over the Cardinals. Jags and the Eagles. Not going to be close. Give me the Eagles. My game of the week, we got this division rivalry. Lions and the Packers. This is going to be a good game. It's at Lambeau. I think the Lions will take their second loss. I got the Packers winning. Rams and the Seahawks. Something tells me the Rams will pull this one off. Sunday Night Football, there will be a change now. It will now be Joe Flacco in the Indianapolis Colts taking on Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings. Anthony Richardson will be benched. Joe Flacco will be starting. But there's some drama with the Colts right now. I got the Vikings winning. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift, Andy Reid, the referees, you name it, and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's at Arrowhead. Chiefs ain't losing at home. They're probably not going to lose a game at all. I got the Chiefs winning there. And that will wrap up this damn near almost an hour edition of Sports-O-Mania Plus. I think it was the court gradings that made it super long. But thank y'all for tuning in. Again, find me on Twitter at MarcusSully337. Follow Gamebreaker Sports Network on Twitter at GameBreakersNet. Subscribe to them on YouTube. Follow them on Facebook. You can watch all their live streams, including this one, anytime on demand. If you're a sports fanatic or a wrestling fanatic, wrestling junkie, the Gamebreaker Sports Network is for you to check out. But again, and happy Halloween, everybody. It's October 30th. It's Halloween Eve. Spookiest night of the year is tomorrow. Stay safe if you're going trick-or-treating with loved ones or whatnot. Stay out of dark alleys. You know the drill. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you guys next week. Y'all take care. Happy Halloween.